teaches you, sir. Sir, bread of heaven. Bread of heaven. Come on, click this link because you in the horizontal side, so you can see the link because I see you in the chat. Go ahead and click this link and come up here and tell us how Jesus said, the good Lord said,
the Bible said
okay to take the life of another. I wait because
God
swore that Jesus said, turn the other cheek. Oh, you in here want to just be side talking stupid shit. Now you won't say shit. Click the fucking link. How about that?
Better scramble like an egg before you get folded like an omelet, nigga.
Ooh, that brother's floating in the air. How could his hands do this? Oh, someone get him out the air.
See, what we're not gonna do.
That dude is floating.
We're gonna get through this goddamn review, right? That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get through this review.
All right.
Them stupid ass people in the chat. If them ignorant motherfuckers want something to say, they can click the link. We're gonna get through this.
So must go on. You're right.
Focused on
and y'all gonna start pissing off my wife because I'm gonna just turn it over her. She's just gonna cuss y'all the fuck out. I don't care. I love it when she cuss motherfuckers out.
I love it too. Sorry.
Honor a chance that belong to him. Okay, Christian boy. What a good person. If Austin was a good person like we say he was, why could he say, man, it's ringing when it get through ringing? Can you come from under chant? My coach don't want nobody under this chant. Can you move?
Was they playing against that team? Like, was it like?
I heard they had problems against each other.
You gotta stop this.
What I do? I didn't do nothing. He said,
is this a pastor from like Memphis or something?
No, he's Karmelo Anthony's pastor.
I think he was
in Texas.
Yes.
He lied.
You're doing this shit on purpose, bro.
No.
he
said he been pastoring. He said he been. Now I did just get a little bit of inside info. I can't tell y'all who it came from, but somebody just told me that is actually not his pastor, but he claims that he is Karmelo Anthony's pastor.
He been lying.
Hear me.
Yeah.
Hear me.
He said that's his pastor.
I'm the pappy. I'm the pappy.
Y'all ain't shit. Also, appreciate you, Dan George, for the cash app. Greatly appreciate you, big homie. Let's continue.
A school, but that don't change the fact, man. Here.
So they had problems in school before.
I don't know. That's opinion. I don't know. I like to speak on facts.
Right.
And he told them multiple times, this how they find them guilty. They kept stressing, even on news. People who are already one side, most Caucasian, majority of them, not all of them, was already one-sided before the situation even got to the court.
Right.
People mind already made up. They draw this big old picture, all on news. They show this G2 twin. They show them when they was a baby. They show their dad as a good Christian. They paint the picture for people. They paint the picture, and now everybody, the whites is upset. This black guy, just murder him, stick him in the heart. Okay, watch this here. You think he intended to stick him in the heart? The boy, when he did it, or if he fell on how they try to say it, or he
so cool. I see you came in the back, but you don't have your devices connected. You might want to try to go out and come back in. Or if you have an iPhone, download the StreamYard app. That way it's easier for you to log in. Also, what up, DT?
Hold on. But him having the weapon, even if he didn't mean to stab him in the heart, he did mean to cause him serious bodily injury.
Chapter 19.
And to the person in the chat that said, oh, we're allowed to kill. There's specific instances in which Christians are allowed to kill. I did put it in the chat. But Matthew 5:21-22, Jesus said to turn the other cheek.
Well, they killed Jesus.
Come on now.
And Jesus was the new. And God said, and Jesus was the New Testament, which means he sealed all of the biblical law from Leviticus and Deuteronomy. But, if you would like to have a theological discussion, please click the link.
Absolutely. So cool.
But he said you're going to perish for lack of knowledge, too.
They know not what they do.
Absolutely. So cool. I see you still in the back, brother. I'm gonna kick you from the studio. Download the StreamYard app and log in from there if you got an iPhone. If not, just relog back in. All right. Somebody has a question. Say I love what you do, bro. Keep Keep up the good work, man. I've been watching you for a while, and I've learned a lot from you. I appreciate you for everything you do. Absolutely, I greatly appreciate you, brother. I only try to educate the people. Go ahead.
Nice.
But I was gonna say, even like in security, even when you carry your gun or whatever, it's so many people locked up that was doing security that shot somebody because they thought they were standing their ground.
Absolutely.
And they got locked up. It's like people don't understand the law.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You leave. You don't go to deadly force or whatever. You're gonna be locked up. Like
that's
everybody
the last
else.
resort. That's supposed to be the last resort.
Crazy.
So, in most professional instances, right, you can use deadly force. You just have to make sure that it's certain criteria that is met before you resort to deadly force. You're absolutely correct. It has to be the last absolute factor. There's no other choice. I have no other choice but to defend myself. The problem is that all of these decisions have to happen in seconds. This is why you must have situational awareness so you can be aware of what's going on around you. You see what I'm saying?
He walked into the situation.
You got a head on a swivel, but like nonetheless, like you're not supposed to be gripping the burner like that.
Well, he caused the situation.
You know what I mean?
I got you. But he caused the situation by being a provocateur, pretty much threatening and edging people on to. He was egging people on to do something to him, and then he'll have a response back to him. But let's continue.
It was the aggressor. Yeah.
Yep.
We do know it came from his book bag. Watch this. Here's the fact, though. The boy, when he ran, he told the police or the coach. He said, you know, if he died, it's gonna change your life. He said, oh, he'll be okay. He didn't know that he stabbed him to death. A murderer knows when he
went center mass. Yeah,
that's not true.
He went center mass.
That's not true. Unless
I wanted to roll off of Dallas saying that too. Like you didn't have to stab a man center mass. You could poke him in the leg and be like, "Get away from me."
He could have killed him in the leg because it's the main artery in your leg.
Correct. But when you look at chapter 19 of the Texas Penal Code, causing serious bodily injury that results in death is still murder.
Yeah.
So even if you intended to stab him just to get him off of you, if he dies, it's still murder.
You hit one artery, you hit a big artery, but nonetheless, like
that's why I say they should have just did what they were supposed to do and check the bags.
Cyborg says
all this other stuff.
Facts. Cyborg says, would the outrage be reversed if the racists were reversed? No. What they would do is they would be calling for the death of Karmelo Anthony. If Karmelo Anthony was white and Austin was black, they would be calling for the death of Karmelo Anthony. What we got back here?
Child support and food stamps.
Justin, I see you back here. Hold on, y'all.
They burn a city down too.
Hold on, because they tried to burn the city down with crackheads.
Burn the city down too.
Oh, well, Justin left.
They're not gonna burn Texas down.
Hell no. 3 man, you trying to say something?
They're gonna make all types of excuses saying that if Austin was black and Karmelo was white, they would have been like, man, that was the softest push ever. Man, a 3-year-old could push harder than Austin did, and they would have made all types of excuses.
He tripped on the bleachers.
Like, oh no, they 3 man, you know they knew excuses is that he. That 3 man, they knew excuses that he fell on a knife, right?
Man.
Hey, Sel, they been saying that.
They've been saying that.
They've been saying that since like 2 months ago. I saw it on a panel I was on. One dude said, "Well, how you know when he pushed him that he didn't fall on the knife?" I said, "Because he never fell till after he got hit, bruh." But y'all don't know
all
that
these man.
The video. This is
wild.
just all this testimony. People reaching so hard for it, bro.
You fell directly on a knife straight to your heart.
All these niggas shit go against logic, gravity, physics, goddamn, E equals nigga, please. Shit.
Well, I think the people that's making videos, the people that's making videos saying all this stuff that's wrong, misinforming people, they need to be held accountable. Cause I'm gonna be mad if I be at work and somebody be coming talking about they can stand that ground and do some BS. I'm gonna be pissed.
Even if they take those videos down, I'm gonna start clipping it. Because once it's clipped, it's there forever. But keep talking that bullshit. Yeah, let's see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you know,
Keep
the whole
talking
thing of
that
it is
bullshit.
the whole thing of it is, you know, once they got the racial folks involved, and y'all know the people I'm talking about, like the dude jumping up and down in front of the man face and everything else. Once you get them people involved, it's a whole different. It takes a whole different. You know what I'm saying? The whole appearance changes now. And you know what? If they hadn't done all that, Karmelo probably, if his parents wouldn't have been so damn ignorant with everything, Karmelo probably wouldn't have got the sentence he got. I ain't saying for sure, but I'm saying it didn't help his case. If they would have just been calm and peaceable about the whole deal and said, hey, you know, my kid made a mistake, instead of standing on that shit like their son stood on that shit when he held his nuts and said, ain't nobody gonna touch me. None of y'all put you P words, whatever, you know, it might be a different outcome for him. But you know, when you doing that and you stand on that bullshit and ignorance, you're gonna get the worst outcome, because the general public,
Do you guys want to know something crazy though?
The general public don't live like that though. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody in society don't live that way. So when you acting like that, everybody.
Where Karmelo is going, they love that knife play. I don't think he's built for that.
I heard they like that booty play better.
Oh my God!
Oh, he's gonna learn a lot of things other than the knife play.
No, that's messed up. I actually pray for him because
no, he's not gonna make it, because he's gonna run into one Mexican and be like, "Oh, you like to pull a blade? Oh, you like to push the blade, huh?"
Oh, Dallas, you didn't hear Dallas that a report came out that he claimed that he was sexually assaulted.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he was.
Already?
I mean, jail, when people be in jail, that's crazy stuff.
Hey, I prayed for him also.
That's the other thing. Everybody's blowing up his name. Everybody's blowing up his name. Now
I prayed for him.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
It takes 22 to 59 pounds of force.
I prayed also what I say. I asked God, can you make sure he's in an NFL training camp so he goes in as a tight end, come out as a wide receiver.
Oh no, he's PCing up.
Bro, don't play with God like that, bro. Come on.
Clearly, he answered my prayer.
He's PCing up. He's gonna be with the Tones.
You know they out here crying on live streams, right?
Yeah, they are.
Guess who?
And you know what's crazy though? I got a homeboy, a white dude that got 10 years at TDC, and he told, because we talked about this. I said, man, what is it gonna look like for this kid for the next whatever? He goes, man, if he makes it, he gonna be damaged, because the Aryans and the ABs, the Aryan Brotherhood, they call them ABs
on
over
his
there,
ass.
the Peckerwoods. They ain't gonna take no bullshit from that dude, and they probably already got people on the lookout for his ass. Sooner or later, they get you.
Hold on. Let me give a little.
They gonna get in your food. They gonna get in your commissary. They gonna get in something. If they don't get in you.
Hold on. Reason. Hold on. Reason. Hold on.
So you know, I mean, there's a lot of everything over there because it's Houston.
Hey, Reason. Hold on 1 second, Reason.
White boys.
No, that's not Reason talking. That's DT talking. All right.
It ain't gonna be a walk in the park for him, and it don't matter how much they try to say.
DT, can you hear me?
It don't matter.
DT,
can you hear me?
D.
All right. Hold on, y'all, because we do need to get back to some constructive combo. But give me 1 second. So cool. I see you in the back, big homie. Again, try downloading the app, or I don't know what's going on with your devices, but I can't even bring you up because it says your device is not connected. So, baby, go ahead, say what you was about to say. And then Dallas, you got it. Then I'm gonna play the video.
Okay.
I was going to say, welcome to Cellulite Podcast, Weekend at Willie's edition, where we do talk about the hard-hitting stories and infuse it with a little bit of comedy. If that is something that is outside of your purvey or your tolerability, please do yourself a favor and hit the X in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. For those of you that are enjoying the commentary, if you are on the vertical, please double tap the screen. If you're in the horizontal, please click the like button. You also can support the show via Cash App, Cellulite Podcast, via Venmo, Mind Chaos Brew, and via PayPal, the Butterfly Progressive. Thanks for watching. Continue.
Thank you, baby. What up, Uda? Okay. All right, go ahead, Dallas. What you got?
You got a good woman.
Thank you.
Great woman.
I mean, the constructive part about it. I think that they should have just took a lower sentence instead of trying to push it to the limits, and then he maybe could be rehabilitated and kind of, something else going on rather than keep pushing these lies, making it more hype than what it is, and it's not getting better for him. It's like he the one who got to be in jail. It's like everybody else out of jail, and then one person dead. So it's like they should have just tried to kind of smooth it out better. He was wrong.
Prosecution came with no plea deals at
He
all.
should have. I mean, he is young. You know what I'm saying? And you do see a lot of teens. Well, I didn't see a lot of teens. They got a lot of them at the youth village, but it's a lot of people already locked up for killing people in their teens, and people don't know that. But I'm just
As
saying.
soon as you kill somebody, you're grown up.
Man, I don't see why y'all jump in when I tell people to talk. I've been trying to keep my cool about it.
Sorry.
It is a show, and it is people watching. I mean, I done already lost 400 people from the viewer count, so we down to 274. So at least be respectful. Let people finish their full complete thought. All right, thank you. All right. With that being said, really quick, who is making the noise?
Oh, sorry, my bad.
You're good. All right, so let's continue with the review. Again, if you'd like to join the panel, just click the link. If you have an iPhone, download the StreamYard app, or just click the link and just don't be trying to pour on mamas.
Then he said, he asked him, "Is he all right?" A murder don't ask nobody, "Is they all right?" I come to kill. So when people don't focus on the fact, they only try to draw a thought in your mind to manipulate the situation. And that's why if you can't think for yourself, you'll be just like some of these blacks that don't invest the situation, and you be like some of these white that don't invest the situation. Right. The only thing they're saying, this guy, this one lady, I don't know what that heifer name is, she gonna say, these guys, they mad, trying to protect a murder. I don't think she was saying he told him 15 times to move. Here's a good guy, but they never say this. Nobody never say this. Why Anthony then just leave him alone? Why he never go get no authority? Why did he put his hands on him? What make him think that he can make him move once he seen that he wasn't gonna move? Then watch that. They never talked about how the boy sat down. If the boy wanted some trouble, he wouldn't just sit down and allow him to walk up on him. He would have stood up, say, come on. He just sat there hoping he can sell it. He was saying, no, you don't touch me. A real murder don't let you know what he got. He trying to sell it. He said, ain't nothing in there. He really thought he was trying to say he ain't got no gun up in there. Because kids don't carry knife, they carry gun. And so he said, this is Frisco. This was Austin said before he got killed. So he went and tried to snatch the bag and touch him. Not only snatched the bag, but grabbed him. At the same, after he snatched the bag. Here's the fact, what if a weapon was in there like a gun? That's self-defense. Why? It's because you're trying to take something out from me that you think is a weapon in there. So he went to snatch the bag first, then he grabbed them. That's ill self-defense. That you can't argue with that, because the first step to self-defense, if you're trying to grab something that you think that can harm you, or you can use it to harm somebody with it. That's why.
So he could have harmed, if he would have got the knife, got the bag, he could have harmed him with it.
Is he stupid?
Yes, very. Extremely.
This is a pastor. Oh my God, this is a God-fearing man.
Wait a minute.
He's slow. I mean, not slow, but he got problems.
He gotta be stupid.
He's what we call recidivism. He must have went to jail several times and times.
The way he's talking,
she said recidivism. Yes,
he didn't go to prison. He's been to jail though.
Yeah, because he killed somebody. He you know what?
That's what I'm saying. It's
I love.
Lord, it's like he giving people like the wrong information. I mean,
misinformation.
That's the wrong.
Yes, but it's wonderful. It's wonderful. The storytellers that are coming and emerging from this. A lot of people really need to get a professional writing career, because the way they are crafting the story, baby.
I mean, I was killing
That's a fact
crackheads all
too.
day.
Yeah. They could put out volumes. Yeah.
Lord Jesus. Okay.
I'm just saying.
Oh, are you saying this pastor? Did you say this pastor he committed murder?
Yeah, he did. He gonna explain it in this video.
Oh my God, he actually killed a man?
Yeah.
Him too?
Yeah, he gonna explain it. Just keep listening. That's why I said we're gonna get through this. Yeah, we're gonna get through this review.
Tomorrow.
That can harm you, or you can use it to harm somebody with it. That's why.
So he could have harmed. If he would have got the knife, got the bag, he could have harmed him with it. That makes sense.
Come on.
That makes sense.
Come on, man.
That makes sense.
Come on, man.
Right.
Because he said himself, look what he say, He said, this is Frisco. You ain't got nothing in that bag. But a lawyer that had in a sense could have brought this out. Nobody brought that out. He went to grab the bag.
With the weapon.
Yeah, with the weapon in it.
Whoever control the weapon gonna hurt somebody with the weapon.
Hurt somebody with the weapon. But Karmelo having to have it in his hand.
Camilla.
You see what I'm saying?
He thought it was in the bag.
He thought it was in the bag. That's why he snatched the bag first. That's why they didn't bring his brother.
Pause that.
So
Camilla.
Here's the thing.
You don't
It's
even
not
know
even
who he's talking about.
But it's not even about the name. I want you to understand the underlying tropes here, right?
I'm listening.
He said that that Karmelo had the knife already in his hand. He said if Austin would have grabbed the bag, then that would have been self-defense. No, here's the thing. If Austin would have grabbed the bag and murdered Karmelo Anthony, yes, then it would be self-defense for Austin Metcalf because he would have been in reasonable fear of an imminent unlawful force. Correct. So you see how people making up these stories, they don't even realize you saying that he had the knife in his hands further elucidates the point of premeditation or the desire to cause serious bodily injury, which is all that is required in the Texas statute. Why would you have the knife in your hand?
So
because he wanted to hurt somebody.
He is what we call recidivism. So here's the go ahead, baby.
Recidivism.
So then you don't know what recidivism means, huh, AJ?
I don't know that word.
No,
recidivism is an inmate's propensity to return back into incarceration.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You fall back into your bad ways.
Yeah, it's repetitive.
So AJ, while you were trying to be a bit snarky and catty, Dallas' use of the word that he sounds like recidivism is absolutely correct. He sounds like a previous inmate that's going to find himself back in incarceration. Glad to educate you today.
I'm a substance abuser, so we call it a relapse, but nonetheless, yeah.
Yeah, you can be recidivist.
If you go to drug court, it's
called a relapse. Yeah. We thought you learned your lesson. I guess you didn't.
Yeah, but if you went to drug court for your rehab and then you have a relapse, it's recidivism.
Yeah, same. Okay. Yeah, okay.
You keep returning.
I understand now. Thank you.
We call them habituals.
Habitual offenders.
Yeah.
Habitual offenders. Yeah.
There you go. All right, let's continue.
In the courtroom. That's why they didn't allow people to see the original video. Black people, all I'm telling the black people, this is what I'm saying, man. I'm not telling the black people get in emotion. I'm telling them look at the fact. I'm talking about the Uncle Tom, the one talking about he deserved 35 years. He deserved 35 years if he intent to kill somebody. Yes, you can't put no value on life if you're a murderer, but if you protect yourself, that's why they did not want to change the fact that they could have given manslaughter. He even deserved manslaughter. To be honest, if they want to certify both race, okay, give him manslaughter. But in reality, that boy sat down, minding his own business, and any kid that's for real, you ain't gonna let nobody make you get in the rain if you got a little bit of a man about yourself.
I get the part, but you said that he asked, and I just want to go back to this. You said he asked, "Is he okay?" Right?
Yeah.
So are you saying that he didn't die right away?
He didn't know.
You know that
Camilla,
man
yeah,
had
Camilla
those
that thought
holes for his hair.
he might have got stuck.
So he died right away. So he did.
Yeah,
die
he
right
did die, but he didn't
had to
know
make
it.
those holes.
Unfortunately,
Huh?
They doing too much.
You said what reason?
I know it's.
Y'all had little emotions in your life.
I don't want to digress, but just give me. He had to make those holes in his hat for that.
What they got to do?
it hit him in the heart. This how you know people are real. This how every Caucasian person, and I love white people. My best friend is white, but I stand up for what's right.
Spoken like a racist.
These people
Spoken like
have no
racist.
compassion for facts. You're talking about you're a Christian, but you don't have compassion and forgiveness.
Once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Well, it's not just that, but the thing is, you're using all of the racial terminology that the KKK and the Jim Crow and the Black Codes era used. That's all. That's it. You're using racism and you're trying to call out racism, and yet you talk about facts, and yet you a pastor. And everything that you're saying is not factual. It's speculative. Yeah, he really did just say that.
Listen, just because I like to be snarky. Hold on. I'm gonna just clarify for AJ because I know she's lacking in education. I get it. Redlining. Here's a few ways to use the phrase in a sentence. After being released and committing another offense a few months later, he is what we call recidivism. Because he has been through the justice system multiple times and keeps reoffending, he is what we call recidivism. So you were trying to grammatically check who? Or is it because Dallas is speaking to you with a Texas accent? You, like white people, are trying to undermine her intelligence and intellect. See, sister, you hold on a second, Dallas. I got your back, girl. I got you. You in this chat are an oppressor. You're ignorant and you're a nigga. You don't know what you're talking about. And instead of taking the time to learn something, you would continue to try to dissemble and cause diversive actions and statements in the chat against your own people, while subsequently questioning your own people for holding your own people to accountability. Get the fuck out.
Yeah, that's
Goodbye.
diabolical. That's diabolical.
I don't even see what whoever said, but
that's evil work.
Well, here I can tell you exactly what
years working with people, and I look at body language, I look at everything. So I'm not worried about what anybody's saying, because
I can tell you exactly what the problem is, Dallas. The problem is that the biggest hater of women is other women, and especially because as I'm looking at her profile picture, where her on her YouTube page, where her frizzled edges, I can tell you right now, her edges is kind of out of whack. Yeah, she's
frizzled edges.
Yeah, she's suffering from lack of edge control. She having some problems.
Oh, she got edgivitis.
Yeah, she got edgivitis. Like, let me blow it up.
Oh my goodness.
Let me blow it up. Yeah, she's suffering, y'all. She's suffering. Let's show
from
a little
edge
bit
cancer, boy. God damn, boy. Look at them edges, boy.
Them edges is tearing her ass up.
I mean,
sharpen them scissors.
I can dip into the beauty.
Know that
beauty part of it. I can let them edges.
I never seen, man, that is diabolical. I never seen a woman buy a weave with no edges. God, boy.
Oh, no.
I didn't know they sell them bitches out.
She had to dye that.
Yeah, that's bullying.
No, you can see the roots. She dyed that bitch.
Nah, these jokes ain't no bullying. Hey, she bought that Supreme Mori no Yaki.
Exactly. And for all the people that think they are so intelligent, again, just go to Google. I said to Google, just on GP, can you use the phrase, here's what we call recidivism in a sentence? And here you go. This is Google's response. So all you grammatical Nazis in the chat, damn, do your research.
I'll let go after those.
I already knew, but you know.
Yeah, relapse. Yeah. They're synonymous. They're synonymous.
Mr. Cape then dropped out the clouds. Ist D walk to you says she got edges though. Bro, if you just want to fuck, just say you want to fuck. Man, like I don't know why y'all niggas be caping, bro. Come on, bro. If you trying to fuck, just say you want. Right, where she go, bro? Here she go. You want her YouTube page? Here go her YouTube page, bro. Reach out to her.
You gonna lick that mole too?
Yeah, if you just want to fuck, just say you want to fuck, bro. It is what it is. I ain't mad at you, bro. Shoot your shot, but just be careful because that looks like a bathroom picture. And I don't never trust a female that posts bathroom pictures. Right. Y'all never heard that song, Leave That Pussy in the Bathroom? You never heard that song before?
What?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Diabolical.
Play it. You might get demonetized. It's not.
I'm already demonetized. I heard Wax Million. I got no panties on the dance floor.
Lord, I got no panties on.
All right, let's continue.
I got no panties.
Who said that? Who said that?
Y'all ain't shit.
I got no panties on the dance floor.
All right, let's continue.
Give him.
You're a Christian.
Okay, watch what did Jesus said? Forgive them for what they know not what they do.
So then why oh my God.
Jesus on the cross. They killing him. In the process, he praying for him. He didn't say, Father, get him, give him 35 years. He said, forgive them for what they know not what they do.
Right.
We're a Christian, but we run around with unforgiving. I don't care if it's black or white. Majority people that call a Christian, they Ku Klux Klan kill in the name of Jesus. Brought us on a boat called the name of Jesus. Cause they hide behind a Christian name don't mean they're a Christian.
Right.
I'm getting tired of folks getting on TV. We a good Christian family. And I brought my son. Did you teach your son love? Right. Did you teach your son not to get up on people and get in their space? Did you teach your son
Did you teach your son not to bring a knife to school or to a track meet where you're not supposed to have a knife? Did you teach your son how not to stab somebody with a damn knife just because they push it? Did you teach your son how to have conflict resolution, how to de-escalate things? How about emotional control? What about impulse control? I'm sick of you fake ass. And this is when I tell y'all that this is one of the biggest problems, and I said this before, so don't get mad at me, but I don't care if you do. I keep telling y'all these fake ass black pastors that keep on spitting this bullshit. He's a prime example of these backdoor, back reach, back alley pastors that will sit here and try to preach to you as if they got all the answers. But this motherfucker done kill somebody them damn self.
Facts. And they were shocked on murder.
If you killed a man, I can't trust you. If you killed a man, I can't trust you.
But he's sitting there talking about Jesus, and Jesus said about forgiveness. But meanwhile, Jesus died on the cross for everybody's sin. He asked God to forgive them for they know not what they do, because they did that with malice in their heart, not knowing that they were bringing about the absolution of humanity. So if you're a pastor and you've actually gone to school to become a theologian, how do you not understand that part of the canon? I'm very much confused, and this is why I don't even go to church anymore, because I'm sick of these pastors trying to cherry pick and reassign meaning to the word of God.
I think it's a learning experience.
No, you're speaking true facts, ma'am. True facts.
Everybody should be looking at everybody that's lying and be saying, okay, something ain't right. I'm gonna stay to myself. I don't trust nobody, because they can lie with a straight face.
I want to ask a favor of everybody that rather than picking up a Bible, pick up a dictionary.
Lord, not only pick up a dictionary, but pick up that Bible too. But instead of just reading what the pastor tell you to pull out them few little scriptures on Sunday morning, actually read the stories that are actually read the stories that are surrounding those particular passages, so that you have true understanding and true meaning of the word of God. Like, this man is out here really, really playing in your face. And I'm gonna tell you this, because people act like God don't allow suffering. And I'm gonna tell you the story of Job. Job loved God. Job did nothing wrong. And the devil said, I want to prove to you, God, that this one will turn on you. And Job was prosecuted. And Job was subject to fall under illness. Job almost died. Job had all his wealth and everything taken away from him, and he still remained faithful to God, and God brought him through. See, what y'all don't understand about this Bible, you're going to have to atone for your sins. In fact, in order to get absolved of your sins, you have to come to God and say, I am a sinner in need of a savior. There is a sinner's prayer. You cannot be brought under the covering of the blood of the Lamb until you first atone for your sins. So now there's not supposed to be a criminal justice system. Well, if you're just supposed to forgive killers, then the Black community needs to forgive every officer involved shooting. They need to forgive one another for every time they take life. There needs to be a whole disbandment of the police and the criminal justice system as a whole. You need to repeal the civil rights laws, because all you need to do is forgive.
He would have
It's
did
called
it again.
the serenity prayer.
He would have did it again.
That's right. Forgive Derek Chauvin.
You heard that prayer, right?
Did you say forgive Derek Chauvin?
Who?
I'm talking about 3 Man.
Yes, I did. He didn't mean to kill George Floyd. He didn't mean to do it. You gotta forgive him. Get rid of that hate out your heart.
The crackhead George Floyd.
What's going on? What's going
Lord,
on?
please help me for things that I can't control. That's the serenity prayer. It's out of my
Yes,
control.
God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change,
and even
and the wisdom to know the difference.
There you go.
Something like that.
There you go.
The serenity prayer. Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Go ahead, because let me get down from here.
Somebody that's been aggressive or whatever to walk away. Did you treat your son that sometimes you got to do things different? Do you teach your son? The Bible says if a man take your hat, give him your coat also. If you teaching your son to be a Christian, how is it that we got here? I'm going to tell you what it is. You're trying to make your son look like he just a good kid. He just like any other kid. He around other kids that's laughing, playing. They can't tell me nobody pull no cameras out. People pull their cameras out for anything. What they did, they outthink us. They came and got those kids' phone, and anything that could jeopardize the case, they deleted it, or they didn't bring it in the court, and the judge. If we we can get the fact, they still got it.
What you say?
My dog could outthink him.
It's a possibility. Also, Hood Servitor, what's going on, man? Hood Servitor, you got to come off mute, G.
What's going on, y'all? How you doing?
Oh, what's going on? What you got to add?
No, I'm a wait for a spot to jump in.
Okay, no problem.
In that phone, everything in the cloud. If that was a good lawyer, he should have had everybody's phone possible. He could have had it, the judge, to get those phones and bring them to the court. I'm pretty sure when the killing happened, they stopped everybody, didn't let nobody leave for the evidence.
Right. Well, speaking about the lawyer, listen, if you're watching this, the lawyer has been a ongoing topic. People are saying that the lawyer didn't do the proper job. Other people saying the lawyer didn't have a job to do because he was already guilty because he actually did stab him. But Charleston White, right, will be the person that they're saying told the father to get this attorney that he has.
Charleston White didn't do that. Charleston White might have done said, everybody got their opinion. Charleston White might have told him that in that city. Let me tell y'all something. If you're not from Frisco, please, if you're not from that city, county, and if you don't know what's going on.
Baby, you see who in the back?
They doing too much. They made this too much than what it was.
Let her up.
Miss Kim. Hello.
Hello, Kim.
Let him up. Let him up.
Hold on. Hello, Miss Kim.
Miss Kim?
God damn it. Hello, Miss Kim. How you doing? Come off mute.
I'm doing good.
What's going on with you?
Not much.
Dallas.
Did anybody want to add anything before I continue or no?
They're making it more than what it is.
All right.
Making it more what?
I said they're making it more than what it is.
Reason I took you down because you don't know how to stop interrupting, so I'm gonna give you a little break for a little minute.
you going on the outside, it's majority of Caucasian. I don't know if they got one black judge there. It may be two the most. Everything is Caucasian. Let me tell y'all something. Let's be honest. You think he gonna get a fair trial? Look at the percentage. Let's be honest. And in a county like that, that's known for convicting majority,
and we're gonna get to that.
Okay,
but the lawyer, right?
The lawyer.
How did he get his attorney?
I don't think his daddy told me, and they getting on his daddy. A lot of people coach his daddy to pick. Them folks are not from here. They're not from Dallas. Hey, get this lawyer. This is a good lawyer. And I think, I'm being honest, I think the lawyer tried to fight the case, but I don't think he did a good job. Because if he did a good job, even on the sentence arrangement, he should have called me as a character witness. He could have called the school teacher. He could have called people that know this young man. Everybody know the mother gonna say, have mercy on my son. He didn't even try to put enough thoughts in the people's mind to at least make a decision on should we get this boy 35 years. There's nothing to convince them. They already came in there thinking that we ain't finna let him get away. Right. That's why they picked a jury.
Justin Bell says the last three were teachers, and it would be very hard for a teacher to be the juror for a student, so they were pardoned. Not only that, but they was asked the question, can you be impartial to this case? And they said no. I don't feel comfortable putting a black boy in jail if he's guilty. So they couldn't be impartial. They couldn't be a part of the jury.
And there was also if I remember correctly, there was also a white teacher who was on the jury. The difference is that she was a teacher for adults, not children, or adults.
Right. Not only that, she could be impartial. We got to remember to say that part too, man, because that's the truth.
Can I say something, sir?
Yeah, go ahead.
The fact that the jurors said that I can't put a black young child in jail, that's literally racist.
Yes, it is. It's called being partial. The inability to be impartial.
No blacks on it.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna talk about. So his daddy got him the lawyer. When he got the lawyer, how did his daddy get the money?
Hold on a second, please.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was muted. I was trying to follow up with what was just said, but not only is it racist, it's actually segregationist. Like these are the arguments for like you not being allowed to live in certain places or do business in certain places because you're black, you just won't be able to get it.
Yeah,
that's a fact. Yeah, and like the justification behind a lot of people's response to the Karmelo Anthony murdering, the Austin Metcalf murder is literally like, as much as we try not to make it about race, they can't not make it about race. They have to make it about race because there's no other way they can try to argue. If you remove their racial argument away from it, then only thing you can have to stick to is just the facts. Get your emotions out of it, get your racism out of it, get your prejudice, your bigotry, whatever you want to call it. The truth of the matter is that it just boils down to the facts.
Well, the more the Karmelo team makes it about race, like you said, and it's so ironic, but this is happening on so many levels. The more they argue about race and say all this racially provocative stuff, the more they prove the racist and the segregationist from last generation correct. Like you're acting out the fears and the argumentation of the very people that set you on this course by making you hate racism. It's like you're doing all the things they accused you of doing. It's very fascinating behavior.
Oh, okay. Can I say something, sir? Can I say something, sir?
Go ahead.
You know what's crazy? Black people literally try to fight racism with racism.
Hey, you ever seen this movie called Pootie Tang?
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Oh,
that
was a weird tangent. But
yeah, it was a weird tangent. But in the movie Pootie Tang, they was like, man, it's hot outside. And then a couple of sentences later, and the guy he was on the far end, he was like, hey man, y'all know it's hot outside, right? That's what you just did. Go ahead, Dallas.
I think he got off good with 35 years.
I never saw that movie.
I think 35 years was good because it could have been worse.
I think he should have got 99.
He's not gonna make it. You realize that, right?
Hold on, wait. She's
No,
in
I
the
mean,
middle.
I'm
She's
not
in the
gonna
middle
say that
talking.
because I don't know.
45 years, he's never gonna make it.
I ain't gonna
Dallas.
say he's never gonna make it. It's just
Go ahead, Dallas.
it's gonna be different for him.
No, it's not gonna be
It's
an
gonna be
easy ride
different.
for him.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
he
not
gonna
gonna be
he
an easy
gonna
ride.
learn the real streets of the hood or whatever he was trying to do. I don't know.
He's
But
gonna
he
come out a better criminal. That's what he's gonna come out.
Absolutely. He's gonna come out a smarter criminal.
He's gonna be turned out.
He already turned out. They already said that he filed a complaint about being
They're
sexually
already
assaulted.
smashing him.
Yeah,
They're already smashing him.
He
Oh
pregnant
my-
already.
That's crazy.
Him is pregnant.
I knew it.
Fucking the line on out that boy. Anyway, let's continue. Unless y'all got nothing else to add, let's continue.
Like
Well,
donations or
there were
things like
people
that.
fundraising. You know, they seen a black kid that people felt that did give. It might be whites give, but they felt like something don't make sense. It don't add up.
Right.
If this kid is on a tent, nobody that got a good heart gonna condemn him for being on a tent when it's raining.
Right.
He was not. It's not about him being under the tent. I wish people would
Said
stop
it
bringing
again,
it up.
Rangin.
Yeah, and it's not about being up under the tent. Even though he was asked to move, that's not the main point of contention. The main point of contention is he killed someone because he was up there behaving like a nigga. Simple as that. That's why he was asked to move.
Facts.
If he would have got away, he probably would have did something later on.
Are you okay? Can I say something again? Are you gonna get mad at me? But like I think you said it before. Like I'm pretty sure that he was chimping out.
Better scramble like an egg before you get folded like an omelet, nigga.
Ooh, that brother's floating in the air. How could his hands do this? Oh, someone get him out the air.
Mia 516 says Reason knows about being turned out. He been there. It's kind of fucked up. Also, Reason, holla at you forever, bro. I don't need your shit. I didn't try multiple times to give you opportunities and chances, but you just say the wrong shit at all the wrong fucking times. Any the fuck who. Let's continue. What happened to Miss Kim? Oh, okay.
I'm right here.
Miss Kim, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
No. You Dallas. I said Miss Kim.
Dallas, Miss Kim.
Oh, my bad.
I wanted to hear what she
I'm
had
my
to
real
say
name. My bad.
on the topic.
No, you good.
I wanted to
All
hear
right.
what she had to say on the topic. Come back, Kim.
Come back, Miss Kim. You're welcome.
Nobody gonna condemn him because he sat there and didn't listen to another kid.
Right. So we getting in there, but I'm trying to set the whole scenery as far as like the father and as far as like the case, so people watching this can understand.
Mhm.
Right. So he get the lawyer, right? Was it any problems? Like, cause I know now they're saying he shouldn't have got that lawyer. Was anybody saying that during the time when he got the lawyer?
Oh, I did. I'm gonna be honest. I talked to his dad.
Right.
I told him to get Heath Harris, a black lawyer that's able to beat murder cases.
Now hold on, wait, time out. Because Dominique Alexander was on a podcast a little while ago, and he said that they went to a black lawyer and he tried to charge them $500,000 and they didn't want to pay that. That's why they ended up going with Mike Howard, because then it cost them $75,000. But Charleston White is the one that told him to go to the white lawyer. So now he said he the one that told him to go get the black lawyer. Y'all heard that, right?
I could see the math if you think about it, and not even trying to like dump on the parents, but it's like, listen, either way, it's a gamble, right? 50-50 at best, right? And those are your better odds, right? It's really probably like 90-10, but 50-50 chance you're gonna put up $500,000, and you lose your son, and all the money's gone. Versus you still got the 50-50 chance of losing your son, but now at least you get to keep some of the money. Theoretically, they can send him some of that money on his commissary.
That would make sense, but that also speaks to the mindset that when it comes down to it, you saying that your son is not worth the risk.
You know,
If it's my son and I feel like he's innocent and he was really defending himself, I'm spending all the money.
Facts.
Because I'm supposedly getting money before my child has this situation. There's not a penny. There's not a penny worth his good standing and his reputation and his freedom. Like, that's what's wrong with the Black community. I'm telling you what, I know Kyle Rittenhouse paid his attorney a song. I know Rick Chow paid his attorney a song. You pay for the defense that you get. Pay the money.
Facts. Facts.
My mama would have prayed for me, the birds, and everything else, and say, send them to jail.
I'm telling you.
She killed
I ain't about
them.
to
I'm
pay
mortgaging everything.
Nah.
Shit. The whole
Exactly.
family about to hit over the road.
Yeah. And you know, the sad part is, like, I was listening to, I was writing, going to the college fund, everything about to come out. I believe in my child's innocence. My child's innocence is that important to me. Where, listen, if I got to put up the house, fuck it. It is what it is. But see, I think that personally, especially because from everything that I've been reading and hearing about, since his parents really did not give a damn about him, who has the background noise? That's He'll serve. He'll serve me. So I believe that his parents really didn't give a fuck about him because they knew had he pled guilty at any time, they would not be able to get none of that money. That's why they didn't stay for the sentencing hearing. That's what everybody's been reporting. That's what everybody's been saying. Hell, they themselves have even admitted to it. So his parents is a piece of shit. I'm just being honest.
Well, in my opinion, I believe that Carmelo Anthony was probably a problem child, and first opportunity, the parents, they got rid of him. Hey, they spent $100,000, but hell, we just came up on $500,000.
Facts.
So
that would explain why they left Baton Rouge and why they went down to Frisco. They was probably get him out of that neighborhood because I mean we know his father has a rap sheet out there in Baton Rouge, and at the end of the day, they was just trying to get away from the bullshit. But y'all left the Black community to go live in the predominantly white community, and yet you think that the black community is going to just jump up and down and have his back no matter what just because you left. That's not how that works.
Shit, $500,000. That's a severe. Hey, that's a good come up there.
Yeah, it is.
Hell,
it is, but $500,000 could have got him a defense where he would have only did that good old, that sweet spot they keep talking about, that 10.
Yep.
With 5 years being out in 5 years for good behavior and probation. See, that $500,000 could have got that charge reduced from murder to criminally negligent homicide. It could have got it reduced to sudden passion. It could have got it reduced to an insanity plea. Like, there's a lot that the defense team didn't do. However, it's not enough for an appeal.
Thanks. And the biggest part of it all is because we always talk about mindset, learned behavior, psychology, and all these. If we just being honest, if Carmelo wasn't trying to prove himself to be a nigga, which I don't think Carmelo had a bone in his body to be a nigga. If he wasn't trying to prove himself to be a nigga, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. He wouldn't be out there threatening people. He wouldn't be out there talking shit. He wouldn't be out there saying, touch me and find out all this, that, and the other stupid shit. It boils down to you're not built like that. You ain't made for this type of work. So you shouldn't even be talking like that because somebody might test you. And I wonder if he's gonna keep up that same attitude now that he's in prison and pregnant.
No.
That's on him.
No, he's not.
Of course he ain't, because those are the real killers in there.
Now, knowing that the family did all that rage baiting, would you still spend the $500,000 on their attorney?
No, because guess what? I'm sorry to cut you off. The family is not the one doing any more race baiting. They have a myriad of supporters that's doing the race baiting for them. You see what I'm saying? Why would I need to keep up the racial narrative? Why do I need to keep coming out and being on the loudspeaker and all this, that, and the other, when you have everybody else up under this delusionalized dumbass spell that, oh, well, the Metcalf family is racist and this and that and this and that. It's just like, bruh, there's no race in this case, no matter how much y'all try to introduce to it.
Yeah, it bothered me. Because they was talking about Texas just be hanging people, talking about sundown towns. I'm like, what is y'all talking about?
Mm-hmm.
It's like sundown town. Okay.
Hood and Miss Kim, y'all come off mute. Y'all got something that y'all want to add before we continue?
No, I don't have. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Miss Kim.
No, I don't have nothing. I'm just listening.
Okay, cool.
I don't know what the question is.
Do you think this pastor is being a good representation of Carmelo Anthony's injustice struggle?
Do I think he's a good I guess from the outside looking in, no.
I agree. I don't think. Go ahead.
But that's from the outside looking in. If you don't know that pastor personally, then you know.
Yeah.
You don't have to know him to hear his character. He lying.
What he lying about?
I'm saying, like, everything he said, he's lying. He's talking about, he's stating stuff as facts. I'm just saying the way he's talking, he can't be talking from a pastor point of view. He's talking from a personal point of view.
Okay.
He was already locked up or whatever for killing somebody or whatever.
Well,
But
it's a heavy speculative narrative that he's coming from. You see what I'm saying? That's why I stopped going to church. Yes, he is grifting, Mia, because that's what they typically do. They have this tactic where they want to pull at your heartstrings and get you to believe in things that they themselves either one don't believe or two they need you to believe it so they can get some money up out you. You see what I'm saying? So
that's why I said if you from the outside looking in, you could think that.
Absolutely. But just listening to everything that he said so far, just up to the point, because we only 30 minutes in, everything he said so far, he's just spoken about nothing but speculation because he's not looking at the letter of the law. He's only looking at anything. Is what I like to call, he's arguing to a point. He's just only arguing to a point that makes Carmelo Anthony look innocent or less guilty. He's not looking at the full extent of the law.
You don't think that pastor know that boy?
Yeah, he said he's been a pastor of his family for 2 years.
Okay, so I'm trying to figure out what's the lie.
The lie is when he was talking about he can have a knife, he can stand his ground, he can do whatever. It's a lot of lies in it.
That's not okay.
I'm just saying, to me, it's a lot of lies because it's like you can't tell somebody that they standing their ground and doing all this other stuff, and then saying, okay, he got the right to defend himself, and then say, oh well, he did go to their tent, and then like, but he can't tell me to leave the tent. But it's like, who tent is it? It's like he going back and forth. You're not making sense.
Well, not in that.
Yeah, you're not either. You still ain't told me the lie.
So one of the lies he told was that you can have a knife at school or you can have a knife at a school track meet.
No, he did not say that. He did not say that.
What?
He said you could not.
No,
he said you could.
He said you could. He said everybody carry knives and guns. I don't see what's the problem. You carrying it for self-defense.
I could be wrong, but I thought he said that he wasn't supposed to have that knife.
He said that he could. What you want, baby?
He went from a knife to a gun.
What do you want?
He said something about a gun.
What do you want?
That don't have
my camera's on.
What he said was, he said that you can't tell someone that they can't have a knife because then you would have to do the same thing for people that walk around here with guns. Yes, that is what he said.
Yeah. Super Predator, what up, though?
Yo, what's happening?
What's going on? What you got to add?
If they were both black, this wouldn't have made it half a week in the news cycle.
Wouldn't even made it a day.
It wouldn't even made the local news, bruh.
Facts.
Because we got a bunch of stories that people are now honing in on every day of this kind of activity between black youth. And the fact that this is a story to blow up, and the only reason it's blowing up is because the kid that got killed was Caucasian. There are black kids doing football numbers behind unalive other black kids.
Exactly.
And nobody's talking about it.
Facts. Well, that's because they try to downplay the stats of black on black crime. I knew she wasn't gonna stay. They try to downplay the stats of black on black crime, right? And the thing is, when you actually have people who actually read in between the stats and actually like look at it and break it down, you can go per capita, you can go per state, however it is that you want to do it. A lot of people they can't exist within this conversation because it's too emotionally driven for them. Because either one, they have familiarity with criminality, or they are very sympathetic or empathetic to criminals because either they have something in their past or they're currently criminals right now. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they
That's
tell you, oh my bad.
Go ahead.
Now they tell you like when you working at a prison, jail, or whatever, you go in one way, and that's the way you gotta go in. If you go in south, you gonna get ranked over. So that's how I just look at everything in life. Like so, by him doing what he doing, by him taking a knife, resulting in a death, and then really he put other teens and everybody at risk. He could have just kept stabbing people if he wanted to. I mean,
Thanks.
so it's just, I don't know, the logic behind trying to take up for him is just crazy to me.
Well, the ideology, the psychology is that because he's black, you have to defend him, and if you don't defend him because he's black and you're black, then you're a self hater. You a coon, which is stupid to me. They should be saying Sambo. But and also, if you're white and you don't defend Karmelo, you're a racist. That's literally what they boil it down to.
And I wish Kim would come back. I know you're still watching, so that we can actually have this conversation. You're a staunch Karmelo Anthony advocate, so I really would like to hear a sustainable argument on why this young man should not have gotten more than 35 years, on how 35 years being less than half of the total time they could have charged him with was not reasonable, and why it's okay to take somebody else's life. Like, these are conversations we really need to start having in this community, because it starts with a change of a mindset and a shift in the attitudes. This is a chance for the community to really like improve itself and say, hey, we may have been thinking about things like this and it's not beneficial to us as a whole.
That's exactly the point I want to jump in on. I think black folk hate might be the wrong word, but we're gonna go with that. Black people hate white people more than they love themselves and other black folk, to the point where him sacrificing his future because he had a moment with a white kid, that means he's supposed to throw it all away, and other people are like cheering that on. Other women, I was on other panels where it's usually the women who are most like vehement about this for whatever reason, but they'll talk to you like you're somehow less of a black man if you don't think you should throw your life away just to prove something to some white dude in a random encounter. And it's like, I kind of think you kind of maybe hate white people more than you love your own self and your own team, which is highly unproductive. Like, what's the point of hating these people if you're just going to ruin your life anyway?
But let's let Ms. Kim speak real quick. Ms. Kim, go ahead. Talk to us.
I really don't have much to say. What you said is not true. I'm not a supporter. What did you call it? A staunch supporter of Karmelo Anthony?
Advocate. An advocate.
Advocate. Okay, I'm not that.
Okay,
So
well, then that may have been a wrong turn of phrase. How do you frame it?
I don't have an opinion on it. I don't think he was right, but I don't think he was all the way wrong how it seems like y'all trying to make it.
Okay, so let's flesh that out real quick, right?
Mm-hmm.
And babe, drop everybody else. I just want me and Kim to have a conversation. If you don't feel that he was wrong, right? But you don't feel that he was all the way right, what do you feel?
I said all the way on both. Sorry.
Yeah, I know. That's what I said. What do you feel should have been a reasonable outcome in this case?
After he was convicted? Like,
So
after what you talking about?
No, we can go step by step. Do you feel that he should have been convicted?
For the charge he got? No.
Okay, so what charge do you feel he should have been convicted for?
A lesser charge. That's all I can say. I don't want to say. I'm not a lawyer or a
Okay,
DA.
okay. So if you feel he should have been convicted of a lesser charge, how much time do you feel he should have been, you know, given in the punishment phase?
I'm gonna say this less than 35 years, but I don't want to put a number on it.
Okay. So someone in the chat wanted to know
hmm
what makes you feel what do you feel that Carmelo was right about?
I didn't say he was right.
Well, you said you didn't feel like he was all the way wrong, which means in part he would have to be right about something, correct?
Yes,
Okay, so what aspect of the situation do you feel he was right about?
I feel like if he felt like he was getting attacked, that he should defend himself.
So, do you feel at any point in time he should have just simply left from the area?
Yes,
Okay. And that's where it comes into play what he was convicted for and the time he was given. He had a lot of space to run away, and that's evidenced by how fast he was able to flee the area once the injury was caused.
well, that's where it gets murky
How does it get murky? Hey, Diva.
because I don't know if he had that space.
So, from the video that we saw, right? In the video, we see the shove, we see him stab back, right? Even if it was just an attempt slice or whatever. And then we immediately,
So
not even.
that's the point. You going past the point though,
Mhm. Go ahead. I want to understand your perspective. Explain to me.
because you said he got shoved in the video and then he stabbed. But then you said he had a point to run away. So then in that, where was the point?
Okay, so let me break it down for you. The same open area that was all around him, right? The full scope of the bleachers behind him, the full scope of the bleachers to the left of him. He had all that area to run from the tent before anybody ever shoved him. So before he got shoved, when he was asked to leave repeatedly, he could have exited the tent from any one of those areas. And because he wasn't impeded on leaving after he injured anyone, it's highly unlikely that he was impeded on leaving before.
That's the whole murky part. You saying it was highly unlikely. So was it likely or was it?
I would say that it didn't, but because I wasn't there, I'm not going to put it at 100%. But you see him right there. He's running away. Now, after he's caused injury to someone, no one is stopping him. No one
Yeah,
is
but that's
holding him
not the
hostage.
part.
We could go back a little bit further to the push and the shove. You could see it. Push,
No, I
stab.
don't need to go back and forth and I don't need to see the video. I'm just telling you that you saying it was likely for him to have gotten away before he
Yeah.
got shoved, right?
Yeah. He could have ran away.
And that's the part that I don't agree with.
Who was stopping him from running away?
It's murky. I I don't know. You said I wasn't there.
Okay, I can respect that part. But all the witness testimony was that everyone asked him to leave and he refused to leave, right? So
hmm
if someone is asking you to leave their space and you refuse to leave, and then it escalates because that's you provoking them now. That's you provoking them. They're asking you to leave, you refuse to leave. I ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna do what I want. That's provocation. So it escalates to someone now shoving you. You don't shove back, you stab back, and then right after you do that, you leave. You wouldn't say that was a lapse in judgment?
The stat, which part? was a lapse in judgment.
Him stabbing someone.
Yes, I would say that was a lapse in judgment.
And it was not proportional force.
1 second, y'all. Hold on for a second, because somebody asked, how long was he up under the tent? So he first, and this is from the 15-minute video. He first entered the tent at 3 minutes and 24 seconds into this video. The first contact, which was the push from Austin, happened at 7 minutes and 57 seconds. So he was approximately up under that tent for about 4.5 minutes. I just had to clear that up because somebody asked in the chat. Go ahead.
So, you know, if he would have pushed him back, right, and they would have just swung fists with each other or whatever, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Where it steps outside of the realm of normalcy is when the knife wasn't even in his bag. It clearly was in his hand, according to even what the pastor in the video said. He was ready with that knife in his hand, not in the bag. So he intentionally caused bodily injury to someone when he could have left. Would you agree with that?
No.
So how does a foldable knife go from being folded to fully extended in a second or two?
I'm just saying I don't agree with he intentionally caused bodily harm on somebody.
So if we go to the club together, right?
Mm-hmm.
In our bag, we have our pepper spray, our taser, and a poker. Why do you carry that with you to the club?
For protection.
So that if somebody assaults you, you can cause them bodily injury, correct?
Yes.
So him having the knife was for if someone touched him, he could cause bodily injury.
For protection.
Right, but that's the intentional infliction of bodily injury.
So if we at the club and something happened and I use my pepper spray or my knife or my poker or whatever I have, then I'm intentionally causing bodily harm on somebody?
Yes, you are.
Even though I know I'm going, okay.
Yes, the argument after that point then gets to the legal justifications of why you intentionally cause bodily harm to someone. But in fact, you are intentionally causing bodily harm to someone.
Because I leave my house to protect myself.
Because you have a weapon and you use it against another person.
Yeah, but why did I leave my house with that's what I'm confused. Why did you bring that club scenario up?
Because I'm trying to bring it to digestible bites for people so that they can really understand the key elements of this situation. You have a weapon on your person to protect yourself, but the ultimate solution of the protection is to cause bodily injury to someone else.
But you said intentional.
Right? Yes, you're not bringing a weapon with you to accidentally harm someone. You're doing it with intent.
Okay.
You ain't doing it by accident. So if you are intentionally willing to harm someone, right? The way the statute is written is intentional bodily injury resulting in a loss of life constitutes murder. The statute in and of itself speaks nothing to premeditation. It speaks nothing to intent. It specifically speaks to causing a bodily injury that results in the loss of life, which is
But
what
you're speaking
Karmelo
to
did.
intent, right?
No.
You just
The
said
intent is
intentionally
causing the
like 3
bodily.
times.
So you're right. I am speaking to intent. The intent when you have a weapon is to cause bodily injury. Premeditation is I'm going to go to this place on this day at this time and I'm going to take a life. That would be capital murder. And he would have been going to the death chamber. He would be going to death row.
I understand that.
So for the statute of murder, intentionally causing bodily injury to someone And then the intentional bodily injury causing someone to lose their life. That's how we get to that charge. Does that make sense?
It all makes sense.
Okay. So then, in order to substantiate deadly force in self-defense, someone would have to actually be using deadly force against you,
That's not
trying to
true.
kidnap you. No, that's what the statute says. 9.32 of the Texas Penal Code. Would you like me to pull it up?
I've read it many times.
Oh, okay. So that's exactly what it says. Someone has to be using unlawful deadly force against you, or you have to have a reasonable expectation that someone is going to use unlawful deadly force. It also speaks to proportionality. So whatever force is used against you that you find to be unlawful deadly force, you have to meet that force with the same kind of force. And if that results in the loss of life, you are covered under self-defense. If not, you're not covered. So that's the thing. And there's a lot of emotions that get put into these conversations. And the reality is, when you look at the penal codes and the letter of the law, the justification is there for the conviction. But now that we've got to a common ground, let's bring everybody else back to the stage.
So really quick, I'm glad that
Welcome
you brought
back,
up
everybody.
Appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate that you brought up self-defense and provocation and also deadly force. So let's just read. Except as provided in subsection B, a person is justified in using force against another when and to the degree the actor reasonably believes the force is immediately necessary to protect the actor against the other's use or attempted use of unlawful force. The actor's belief that the force was immediately necessary, as described by this subsection, is presumed to be reasonable if the actor knew or had reason to believe that the person against whom the force was used unlawfully and with force entered, or was attempting to enter unlawfully and with force, the actor's occupied habitation, vehicle, or place of business or employment. Unlawfully and with force removed, or was attempting to remove unlawfully and with force, the actor from the force's habitation, vehicle, or place of business, employment, or was committing or attempting to commit aggravated kidnapping, murder, sexual assault, robbery, or aggravated robbery, did not provoke the person against whom the force was used, and was not otherwise engaged in criminal activity other than Class C misdemeanor that is a violation of a law or ordinance regulating traffic at the time the force was used. The use of force against another is not justified in response to a verbal provocation alone to resist an arrest or search that the actor knows is being made by a peace officer. That doesn't apply here, so I don't need to finish reading that. Or if the actor consented to the exact force used or attempted by the officer, that doesn't apply here. If the actor provoked the other's use or attempted use of unlawful force, unless the actor abandons the encounter or clearly communicates to the other his intent to do so, reasonably believing he cannot safely abandon the encounter. Or the other nevertheless continues or attempts to use unlawful force against the actor, or if the actor sought an explanation from or discussion with the other person concerning the actor's differences with the other person while the actor was carrying a weapon in violation of section 4602, possessing or transporting a weapon in violation 4605, the use of force to resist an arrest or search is justified. So in other words, so I can break that down in layman's terms, Carmelo Anthony was only allowed to use proportional force in response to the non-lethal force. And it always boils down to the reasonable man standard. The reasonable man standard is, what do you believe that a reasonable person would do what Carmelo did in that situation? Would they stab him in response to a push? That's the question.
He should have fought.
Okay, Dallas said he should have fought. Anybody else?
That's the only thing.
Yeah.
He ain't supposed to.
You don't.
Go ahead. I'm listening. Whoever talking. Kim, Dallas.
I believe that was Kim.
I thought the
Kim.
lady was talking. I don't want to overtalk her.
No, you can talk.
Go ahead, Kim.
You can't. What is the saying? You can't do something to me and tell me how to react. That's first of all. Secondly, I just want y'all to know I want to ask, where do y'all think that I disagree? And if I do disagree, I'm sorry.
Oh, I was saying you sound like you disagree
With what they're saying about.
Yes.
What am I disagreeing with?
I don't even want you disagreeing.
Okay.
Oh man, I don't know. It seems like you disagreeing because every time somebody explaining something, it's like either you don't understand or you didn't read it or whatever. So I don't know.
Yeah, we don't all have to agree, right?
I mean, you don't, but I'm like I was stating everything that I was stating coming from a person that worked events and knowing that you can't have certain stuff. That's what I was coming from. So
I have a better question. Unless you was about to respond, Miss Kim.
No, I'm good. I'm finna get up out of here in like 5 minutes. I just
Okay.
wanted to talk to Rob before, but go ahead.
Okay. What did you have a conversation with that you want to have? I don't want to interrupt what you're trying to do.
No, I'm not trying to do anything.
Okay.
Okay. I'll say this: if you would like to have a personal conversation with me, I'm gonna put my email in the back. Reach out to me. Let's have a conversation.
it's crazy.
I don't think it needs to be a personal conversation.
Okay, well, you still have the opportunity. I'm always available and open. Sometimes one-on-one conversations work out better than conversations and group dynamics. That's just, what I've observed in life. But when it comes down to this, I think a lot of people
I agree. That's fine.
Yes, and I think a lot of people are really caught up more so about the punishment phase. And I think what a lot of people maybe don't understand is for that charge and the severity of that crime, that jury could have reasonably charged him to 99 years. And he would have been available for parole until 30 years in. So I think that, them giving him less than half the time and them making the time that he was served before parole equal to Austin's age at time of death, I think that was fair.
Well, actually, it was light. He got off light, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
Okay, but then we can agree to. Why can't we agree to disagree? I don't believe that.
We can agree to disagree, but when it just come down to just basic logic and common sense,
You're saying 35 years is light. I don't agree with that.
And that's okay. And we were just trying to understand your perspective. For me,
Kim, where do you stay at?
Hold on.
I mean,
wait, we don't have to get the location based things.
Yeah, not the location, but like this. Never mind.
Oh, the state. If she wants to disclose that, that's up to her.
I live in Texas, boo.
All right. So
my entire life.
My thing is this, right? Go ahead. If you got it, because I got it. Baby, I gotta come show you these pictures. Go ahead, y'all got it.
So I don't know. It seems like you should understand more.
Understand what more? I understand how the legal system works, and that's why he got 35 years, because I live in Texas. I understand all that.
He got 35 years because he killed somebody on school property, on school grounds or whatever. I'm just saying. I think people that just look past it and forget that somebody is dead, it's like other kids gotta go to school. We can't have.
Well, that's your moral. That's for you to have. That's your morals.
Yes,
that's not.
Yes.
Okay,
don't nobody want to see nobody. Don't nobody want to see no more kids being stabbed, shot, killed, whatever. It's like boundaries gotta be set, and they should.
And then that's when that's when I go back to agreeing with Sale and Rob, because you don't care about everybody else getting killed and stabbed and robbed.
I don't know, girl. Whatever.
So then here's a question. should we start requesting stronger laws? And I want everybody to think about that really carefully before they answer, because the Black Caucus was very instrumental in the 1994 crime bill. And that crime bill has had devastating, long-lasting impact even 30 years later. So do we require more police intervention, or do we require us to start holding each other accountable within our own communities?
I would say I'm okay with harsher laws, because harsher laws are a deterrent, right? So that this action won't happen again. And even when it came down to the 94 crime bill, I see why a lot of people sided with the 94 crime bill, but then they didn't recognize the implications behind what the 94 crime bill was bringing. Hence why it is that they say that it's a disparity that a lot of Black people was going through, which is true. I'm not going to argue against that, because Black people was getting longer sentences than everybody else. But them not really them just taking a glance over the 94 crime bill, that's why you have the heavy implications that you have. So in situations like this, do you have to have stricter laws? In a way, yes, but also in a way, no, because now this is what we're really talking about is just a mindset. And that's the conversation I was about to bring up before those pictures just came through of the kids.
So do y'all think Texas laws are loose? Is that what we saying?
They right there. I mean, the policies is there.
That's a good.
Oh, my bad.
No, go ahead, Dallas. Go ahead. Let me think on that for a moment.
The policies is the policies. The laws is the laws. When you don't go by them, you break them. Then it's like, okay, do we need stricter laws? No, just go by the laws that we got. It's plain and simple.
But I thought everybody say we got the strictest laws out of most states. So do we or don't we?
When it comes to children and like property, going on people's property, that's with anywhere. That's with school. That's with let's see, your job. Zero tolerance is zero tolerance.
I wouldn't say that Texas doesn't have strict laws, because even when I was living in Texas, when I had to learn about all the laws down there, I was like, God damn, y'all strict as fuck down here. But I think that if we all have the understanding, why is there a pushback as to why it is that he got 35 years? If Texas laws is legendarily known to be strict, him getting 35 years, that seems about the right amount of time. And
it was never a pushback for me. You got mad at me because I said something, and your wife got mad because I said something. That didn't have nothing to do with the case, what I said. That didn't have nothing to do with the amount of years he said. Because I never spoke on this issue. I just said one thing.
I wasn't talking about what you was mad at us about. I'm not
mad at any. I didn't. Okay.
Yeah, but you said that me and my wife got mad at you for what you said. We're not having that conversation, not right now. But if that's a conversation,
okay, and that's why I'm saying you're trying to say I disagree, and I'm saying I don't disagree.
I didn't say you, Miss Kim. I said people. I'm trying to understand how you got you from people. Okay.
Well, I've already said I agree with mostly everything that y'all saying, and I've already said I didn't want to.
Okay, cool. So what I was saying is that when it comes down to it, if we understand that Texas has strict laws, then 35 years, it shouldn't be no pushback from nobody, because he got off light. He could have gotten 50 years, 60 years. He could have gotten 99. They could have gave him the max. You see what I'm saying? So when I'm talking about content creators, social media influencers, mainstream media influencers, when they're out here saying, yeah, man, he got too much time and all this, that, and the other, and the system is racist. All of a sudden the system is racist just because he got 35 years. The system wasn't racist when it was falsely reported that he got manslaughter, and they was out there celebrating, all of them white people face saying, yeah, y'all just mad. He gonna be home within 2 to 20. And then as soon as it was actually announced that he was convicted of murder, that's when everybody started breaking down and crying, saying that the system was racist. So if the system wasn't racist when it was 35, I mean, if the system wasn't racist when it was 20, why is it automatically racist now just because it's 35? And 35 is still light. Because now what we're mixing emotional morality with legality, which we shouldn't be doing that, because the law is supposed to be colorblind.
I agree.
Right.
It's crazy.
All right, cool. So,
all right, y'all. I'm gonna get
take
out
it
of
easy.
here. Y'all have a good night.
You
Appreciate
Thank
too.
you
y'all.
for coming.
Bye. I'm not even gonna go into.
When I
what
worked
I'm
at the
doing.
prison, I promise I like working on the men flows because I can't do it.
Nah, she ain't here, and that was a nice conversation. I thought it was
No,
gonna go
no.
away.
I'm just saying the personalities, that
It
clash.
happens. It happens.
Yeah, if we call pulling teeth a good conversation, of course.
Julian says, Kim, they feeding you BS. I wasn't feeding her no BS. I gave her right down the middle. I didn't give her no
That's
emotions
what
to
I'm
it.
saying. Like the zero tolerance is zero tolerance. That means absolutely it is what's set in stone is what's set in stone. You can't have witness.
This is the thing about it. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, Justice says, I'm begging you to ask her if Anthony was a cop, how would she feel? Well, I'm not trying to rehash up an argument because it's not what I'm here to do. But I've already heard her perspective on this situation. That's why I was kind of amazed that she was having a conversation that she was having. But I'm not gonna say anything bad about her just because she's not here. I appreciate that she came by, but I already know her perspective. So that's why I didn't need to ask that question. I wasn't trying to throw salt on the ember. I mean, I wasn't trying to throw gas on the ember. So I don't feel like arguing today.
And then
Unless I have to.
Who don't work with other races? Because I don't work with Indian people, Hispanic people, all types of people. It's like you can't go through life talking about everything racist and this, that, or whatever.
Here's the thing. I disagree with you on that. You can go through life feeling that everything is racist, right? But have a strategy. Part of a strategy, and this is what I say to all FBAs. This is a system of oppression, right? Allegedly. So if it's a system of oppression, then how do you change it? You don't change that by arguing and yelling at people and telling them that they racist. No, you change that with data. You change that with creating policy, pushing laws, pushing agendas, modifying things that are in place that are against you. In fact, that is exactly the schematic used during the civil rights movement. Laws that were already on the books were modified and changed to be more beneficial to people of color. Now, did they go out and protest? Did they march? Did they have dogs and hoses turned on them? Sure. But they also backed that up by having paperwork filed. And we live in a society where people don't really understand the laws that they claim are binding them. That's a problem for me.
Yeah, I like I said, I guess when you working with different people, you can't let other people's thoughts judge like how you work. Or me personally, how I work. Like if somebody needs help, if somebody needs somebody need help, I can't be like, oh, is that person white or is they right? I can't go into that mind frame. It's like you gotta do what you gotta do and help whoever you can. And it's like all the other stuff is just added to me. To me, it's just added when they should have just kept it to the law.
I think
What it is.
I think
Let
that
me
whole
hold on, conservatives. Let me clarify. You don't have to be racist towards other people because you understand that they potentially have some inherent racism against you, right? What you can do, knowing that you're going into spaces where other people may have been affected by negative stereotype, is be very, very stoic and very on top of not presenting those same stereotypes to them because you don't want to reaffirm their racial bias. You want to dismantle it. Does that make sense?
I don't even think about racism. I just don't think about it like that.
Okay, I can understand that. Conservative, you were trying to get in and then three-man
yeah.
podcast?
I think to that end about what she said, I don't even think about it like that. I think a lot of black folk are kind of in the grips of this whole racial paranoia where like you assume every encounter with some white person is like a life or death struggle. Like in a lot of ways, that moment between Carmelo, in my mind, it's playing out like he put himself in some type of civil rights mindset where, I know this white boy not asking me to move, and it's like you finally found some racism you can fight against, or something really out of place like that, where like a lot of black folks seem to be acting under the impression that they are genuinely oppressed the way it was, 2, 3 generations ago. And I think it's more like a type of psychosis at this point, where it's like if you see a boogeyman in every scenario, you're going to be fighting monsters at every turn. And then meanwhile, the rest of America is just looking at you like, why are you always fighting monsters? You know what I mean? And so it's turning into this thing where you're like, the fight is probably over. The racism that you think you're fighting is mostly in your mind. Yet so much of Black America is motivated by the shit where it's like, I think it's doing a lot more harm than good. Like I'm looking at Carmelo, like, do you think he would have done that if it was just like a bunch of black kids? Would you have gone hostile like that immediately if it was another black kid, a kid that looked like you, quote unquote? I don't know, but it seems like less likely. And I'm arguing, I guess, that so many black folk pushing this racial oppression psychosis is actually starting to have like a harmful effect on the kids now. Well, it probably was always this way, but Carmelo's the latest example.
Correct. Wanda makes a good point. Wanda says, I just think people aren't looking at it for what it is. If this was your family member that was deleted, would you want him to go free? Let's just be real. I don't care what color someone's son is dead. That's a fact. That's where the what is it called? Not empathy or sympathy. The emotion. Can I use emotional?
The confirmation bias. The confirmation bias.
Yeah, that's the confirmation bias. Because if you're saying that I don't care that Austin is dead, then you shouldn't be mad. And when there's a racist white person that says, I don't care if that nigga's dead, and it's your kid. You see what I'm saying? But that's what I mean by the justifications and the rhetoric that the racist white people is using back in the day. Y'all are now trying to use that, and this is just it's a shitstorm. It's not going to have any good comeuppance. And the real big problem is, because I was listening to y'all talk about the morality of this whole ideology, is that a lot of people are stuck within that trauma. Thank you, studio. The trauma trends, right? They stuck in the past of what they think all people are supposed to be. But if you looking at all people as if they're racist, how do you think they look at you if they stuck in the past too? Real talk.
Damn, this is a really good. Oh, go ahead.
So this isn't about justice. This is about vengeance for old sins. That's why it doesn't make logical sense. I know, but you know what? The crazy thing is, real talk, and I appreciate you being here, big homie. The crazy thing is, real talk. I said this last year. We said this last year. All of us said this last year when we was up here, and I'll never forget. 2 days, 8 hours of show, 16 hours debating hardcore, and that was the premise of it. Y'all just want vengeance for what happened in the past, and that's a scary position to be in, because if that's what y'all are really trying to go for, then there is your race war inclination that you want to be able. You want to. This is why I said they need Carmelo Anthony to get lesser time or to be free, so they can get a hall pass or a justification, permission slip, whatever you want to call it, to go out and kill white people. And then
not only that,
go ahead.
So black people need racism because it's a lucrative industry that props up a huge sector of the black economy. Your Sharptons, your Jacksons, rest in peace. Like, this is a huge, like, quiet sector of black life that thrives on nothing but the existence or the idea of racism. And without that, you niggas would have to learn a real skill and put a hammer to a nail or something.
Yeah.
But also, it's the biggest fundraiser for the Democratic Party. We're going to use racism to raise money. So it's like what every person who has basically been a supporter, or like the podcast who's been a supporter of Carmelo Anthony, every single comment section I have seen the same thing. We gotta vote blue, guys, in November. We gotta vote blue. And so that's going to wind up being one of the biggest fundraisers for the Democratic Party, because right now the Democratic Party is broke and they currently are in debt. So this right here, I guaranteed you, the head of the DNC, whenever this whole Carmelo Anthony shit happened, happened, I guaranteed he was like, thank you, God. We needed this. So what you're going to basically start seeing is it's going to move. They're going to move the goalposts like they have already did. Now it's going to go moving the goalposts even further to we got to vote blue no matter who. And the Democratic Party needs money, so we got to fundraise.
Correct. Wendy says back in the day, every job application had EOE, equal opportunity employer. That's a fact. You know the big, the big problem is that in today's day and age, and we called this last year when it first came out, and I said this the premise as to why there was some dysfunction in the conversation, that the Karmelo Anthony case is a nuclear bomb to the Black community. It is. Because all it did was open up old wounds from the 60s, the 50s, the 40s, and the 30s. And then it went even way back to the plantation, to where if you have lighter skin, or if you got darker skin, or you got a different opinion, then you're a traitor, you're a racist. You see what I'm saying? That's how bad this situation is.
I connected it to something a lot more recent. Most of us can probably remember. This is our generation's OJ trial.
Yes.
We wanted him to get off with. There's no real logical reason to think he didn't do it. You know what I mean? Where OJ or Carmelo, is the overlaps kind of they persist. But like we all had our own racial positions on it. Black America, white America. You know, there was this hot trial, trial of the century. This is before social media, but this is the kind of thing that like makes and breaks careers. Whether you're a race hustler, whether you're a media savvy person, you're a Don Lemon or something like that. Like these are the type of events that make and break careers. Especially if you're on the Black grift side, you can start your whole grifting campaign with one of these racial incidents. And so, for for all intents and purposes, this was our generation's OJ trial, meaning the Black team very much wanted a racial victory because that's what OJ represented to us back then. Even back then when I was a kid, like, I was in high school when I think the verdict let out, and we were all like running through the halls, happy that OJ got off. And see, now as an adult, I totally understand the weight and the symbolism of that moment. White America looked at that and it was like, oh, so you think it's cool, right? Like you're just gonna celebrate killing one of us, and like openly saying it as that, like we got away with taking one of y'all out, kill Whitey, right? Is a common refrain in pro-Black circles since the 40s and 50s. So we had, we finally had, well, not finally, we had our generation's version of the OJ trial, but instead of it going like we thought it would go, white America was like, you know what? Not this one.
Yeah. The polarizing factor between OJ and Carmelo is that OJ was not OJ was only accepted by very few people from both sides of the spectrum. He wasn't accepted by everybody. The problem with Carmelo is that if you're Black, you have to accept him, and if you're white, if you don't accept him, you're a racist. You see what I'm saying? And the other thing is this: you look at what's going on in social media right now. Everyone who's in support of Carmelo, their numbers is doing amazing as a live streamer, as a content creator. But if you disagree with Carmelo, or if you come from the position of sticking to the law, and that's why he's guilty, that's why he got the conviction that he got, then your numbers is trash, and that's a problem. Because now what you're seeing play out in your faces is that people want a reason to feel like a victim, and why it is that they need a victory. You see what I'm saying?
I agree.
Your soul. You might as well sell your soul. Because it's like, I don't know, I rather just go with the moral way. I ain't saying I'm all good, but at the same time, if I'm somewhere to do a job or whatever, I'm gonna do the right thing. And it's like they're not even trying to correct what people do. They just want to make an excuse for it. And then other people will see it, kids, teenagers, or whatever, and they'll do it.
Well, there's an obvious reason to that. The obvious reason to that is that to be a victim or to be up under oppression has value. And if you ever admit that Carmelo Anthony got a fair trial, then you can't use You can't use the racist argument. If you ever admit that Carmelo Anthony did indeed, and as he's convicted, rightfully so, murdered Austin Metcalf, then you're not a supporter of the black community, which means you ain't black no more. See, this is why I said it's a nuclear bomb. You're actually not even basing it on skin color anymore. You're basing it on the ideology, the mindset of it is. And that's dangerous because now you are forcing people to choose either I want to agree with a murderer or I want to not agree with a murderer. And if you don't support a murderer, then you're not down with the black community. And that's
Well,
crazy.
And guess what? A lot of people,
morals versus race.
you got a lot of people that was getting vaccinated, and guess what? They did.
Facts.
It's like you gotta choose the right thing. Either you're gonna be on this side or this side. I mean, your choice is your choice.
So one of the things I kind of like to, one of the things I really just think about is like the power of media as a tool, as a phenomenon. We are the first generation that has like not prominent, but a lot of black voices giving the counter argument, the counter narrative. It's not just like your chosen black representative. Hi, I am OJ. I represent black people. It's not that like it used to be back in the 70s and 80s and whatnot. And so before, the black voice was pretty much a unified, very much a media crafted thing, but it was a unified picture. And then, it was a lot easier to say, look, this is what black people are doing. How come you're not doing it? Like that amount of pressure, it was very much media driven. We're the first generation to kind of crack that open a little bit because of what they call the flattening of media because of the internet. So now instead of, you have a program where you have to listen to the chosen opinion of your chosen athletic, clean cut Negro who represents the revolutionary people, you get to hear why Clarence Thomas thinks what he thinks and why he believes what he believes. And not just him, but all the so-called black conservatives who are all on different internet platforms, or just like not even the big names, but just like regular individual people, men and women, who are calling it out on their own individual level. We really didn't have that. Even when cable television came out, you really didn't have that. So it was really hard to kind of escape the black bubble, especially in terms of media, because that was like your vehicle for delivering blackness to the masses, right? Without that, like imagine there would be no civil rights movement if it weren't for like broadcast television. Like that's how powerful a tool it actually is. If you didn't see the images of black people getting beat up and put fire hose and dogs set on them, the nation wouldn't have that to talk about and to react to. Like that was like some of the first viral moments before social media. And so now we kind of are starting to have a counter signal to that was never there before. And frankly, like it's kind of hard to argue against it. It's just that these are like the minuscule voices compared to the masses. But I suspect that over time, the social media conversation is going to start to change the general tone of the black conversation, because that civil rights era thing, like for one, a lot of the boomers, they've gotten their gains out of it and the community isn't necessarily thriving beyond that. And then two, like we kind of have to have our eye toward the future and solve the problems of today going forward, not the problems of yesterday going backward. And that's what a lot of the black conversation effectively is. It keeps you wrapped up in the Edmund Pettus Bridge and civil rights conversations from 1902 or whatever that pastor was talking about. Everybody wants to go back in time. Nobody wants to live in the future. And only place you can even have conversations about the future and where black people are going to, is on the internet with like right leaning, outside of the mainstream black voices. But the whole idea of like the black culture and all that stuff is getting shaken. Like you called it a nuclear bomb. The internet was a nuclear bomb to the black media in a lot of ways as well.
Well, it's a multi-layered reason for that. I'll start here. One, content creation is more powerful. Social media is more powerful than mainstream media because of the fact of this. With social media, even though there's still rules, terms of services, all this, that, and the other, right? You can still you have the instant ability to be able to go live whenever you want. You don't have a time slot that you're stuck to. That's number one. Number two, you don't have a station. I don't know what happened to Ross. She probably jumped up, but you don't have stations telling you what you can and cannot say, what kind of content you can and can't create, right? And then number three, when it comes down to black media, the only time that black media really got any type of shine when it was come through black exploitation, entertainment, music, and all this, that, and the other. Now, a lot of those conversations that they was having back in the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s and stuff like that, that they wasn't able to have out in public, you're now able to just fire up a live stream. As long as you have a lucrative title and a lucrative thumbnail, then people are going to click to watch. The problem is this, though. A lot of those people that wanted to have those conversations now have the ability to have those conversations, called content creators. You see what I'm saying? So what's happening, this is why I said earlier, the dangerous part about this whole entire Carmelo Anthony situation is if you do not agree that Carmelo Anthony is innocent or that he wasn't overcharged, you're not going to get the shine as of those who are out here towing the gun line with the picket signs and the tears and the Bibles saying that they're going to pray for Carmelo. That's a problem. You see what I'm saying? So now misinformation, disinformation, all this black rhetoric, all victim rhetoric, victim mentality, all of that is being boiled down into who has the most numbers when they're crying or when they're complaining about the unfair treatment that Carmelo has. And you can gauge that very easily. Thank you, Real Talk, because it's based on credibility. Because a lot of these content creators that's out here in support of Carmelo, they haven't been telling any truths. They've only been speculating. And this is why I have a problem with the black church, because a lot of these people, they only preach to a point. They need to preach the house on fire so you can put as much money as you possibly can into that donation bowl. It's no different from a content creator. They're just looking for the right piece of content or the right thing to say to make you send a super chat or a cash app. And you understand that people, especially black people, they throw money at what the emotions is telling them to throw money at. So if I'm out here like, man, this was wrong, man, Carmelo got railroaded, bro. They've been doing this to black folks for years. How many people is going to start throwing money at me because I'm now producing Carmelo as a victim, and they want to say it, but they don't have the views that I have. But then my black ass is out here saying, no, actually, when you look at the letter of the law, you look at the facts, Carmelo is exactly where he belongs. Man, you a coon.
Right.
You see
Well, not only that, through Carmelo's victimhood, everyone can be absolved as well.
Absolutely.
That's good though. That way you can tell who real and who fake.
Yeah, but here's the problem though, Dallas. And I'm glad that Hood Server brought this up. The problem is this: the real ones, those who are perceived to be real, this is what they are here doing.
Came up to him when the police, even when the police came up to him, even when the police came up to my boy Karmelo, get what he said? No, the police said we have the alleged in custody. Get what Karmelo said. He said, no, sir, I'm not alleged. I did it. Man, I'm finna get teary-eyed, dog. Boy, Karmelo had the truth on his side the whole damn time, man.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Man, I love that kid. I love Karmelo, dog. That man had the truth on his side the whole time. That man told the truth from the beginning, dog. That will let you know how honorable that boy is.
He got on nails.
And then he was so compassionate. He said, is he gonna be okay after he told the truth?
Now, you can't have a good propaganda sale unless you put God into it. Let's keep watching. For you to hit the nail home, you got to put God in it.
That's why you know the Most High ain't gonna let nothing happen to that boy.
You going here?
You see what the problem is? I'm not up here crying. I'm not up here doing all, I'm just telling a cold, hard truth. Read the letter of the law, follow the facts, look at how the case was presented, and look how the defense did not defend it. And that's why he's in jail. Oh, well, you a coon. I'm not out here money hustling. But you know what the problem is? I got 117 people in the chat. I don't have 3,000 people in the chat. That's the problem.
No, you know what the real problem is?
Hmm?
Goes to, and the Oscar goes to.
Hold on.
The Oscar goes to, and 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 the Oscar goes to, the Oscar goes to, and the Oscar goes to.
And the Oscar goes to
On this side the whole time.
I done fought all my life. No.
That man told the truth from the beginning, dog.
But this is the problem. I agree with Freezy. He did tell the truth. I know how this go. I'm not alleged. I did it. Cool. Off to jail you go. What is there to talk about?
That's why I said my mom would have prayed for everybody and said, go on.
He admitted to it. What further is there to talk about? Well, he admitted, so he should get lesser time. That's not how this works. We know that's not how this works. It gets worse if you lie. It's great that you told the truth, but you have a dead body that you have to answer for. That's why I appreciate that conversation I had with Dennis Sperling when I was on his channel. He said the simple thing. Why do we need a video? For what? There's no point of a video. You have a body. You have the weapon, and you have the person who wielded the weapon. And you have the body cam footage where he admitted to it. You have multiple witnesses. But you know what the problem with that? And I meant to push back on Dennis Sperling about this, because guess what? There was multiple witnesses about Rodney King, and those officers still got off. You see what I'm saying? Justin says no. Him admitting in that moment is what's
I think you mean there was video and they still got off.
Yeah. It's used as evidence that you in fact were wrong and that you knew. Facts. But this is what I'm saying. Like, go ahead. Go ahead.
This might
During
be
the rap, oh my bad.
sorry.
Go ahead.
I think it's a lot of stuff going on. I think when people say spiritual, that's going on. If you're not spiritual, you're not spiritual. But people got an option to do the right thing or do the wrong thing. And you seeing it in real time. A lot of people rather do the wrong thing than do the right thing.
I'm gonna just say it honestly. A lot of these mother effers are going to jail. Going to hell. First of all, let me say this politely. A lot of people that claim to be religious don't know the word of God, just like they don't know the law. These are just the facts. So if you don't know the laws that govern you biblically, how can you know the laws that govern you in the physical world?
Come on.
Yeah. And it's showing.
And then when presented with the law, people will say and argue, well, that's not true. That's not what the law says. And you guys are going to argue that with God too. When you die and die, you shall. And you know what God is going to say? The same thing that the courts say. Ignorance of the law is not an excuse.
Well, see, that's where the conversation takes a different, more like esoteric turn, because I don't really think black folk, as much as black folk go to church on Sunday, I would argue that the black religion, black people's religion is basically blackness, whatever that means. It's not, pure Christianity. Like, there's a reason why the civil rights movement basically started in the church. And now when you go to a lot of churches, they're like, they're political organizations effectively too. They rally for the Democrats almost in unison. What's that one passage Jamal Bryant? Do you see his at his church? He has the black cis pulpit thing up there. Like there's something else happening. It's not a pure Christian argumentation anymore. It's really about blackness, whatever that happens to mean. And because blackness is this amorphous thing that doesn't have hard edges, but people kind of try to extract the type of morality out of that as opposed to just relying on the book that people have been reading since forever. Now there's this whole new morality that you have to use that doesn't really play by the same rules as the Bible does. That's why it's like we're having this argument about what the right thing should have been. And the only reason people can disagree on the right thing is because Carmelo was black and y'all black and other people are white. It's like you're not even playing by the rules anymore.
Well, this is the thing. I mean, I could take that down a whole other path too. Like, this is not the natural religion of indigenous people in America, whether you believe yourself to be an African in America or a Native American Indian. This is not the religious origin of the people. But that's a whole nother, that's a theological, that's that it goes a little bit deep. But when it just comes right down to it, they don't give a damn about Austin. And these are just the facts. They don't care about Austin. They don't care about Austin's family. Hell, they don't even care about the fact that Hunter has a deeper psychological implication when dealing with this grief for the loss of his brother, because they were identical twins. So every day he looks in the mirror, he sees his brother. Can you imagine that?
Traumatizing.
Yeah, that's a motherfucker.
Me and my little sister was having this conversation today early. Like, I be talking about some real stuff with people in the real world too. And it is also very jarring, the difference between real people in the community and social media personalities. Real people in the community don't see any, you know what I'm saying, anything like that is okay with how people are responding to this verdict. So what does that tell you about social media?
Tell you that what it tells you is that social media, one, will never show any empathy or sympathy unless it's a grift. That's what it should tell you.
Right. Oh, Brittany said they don't care about Karmelo either. That's big facts.
Big facts. I don't even think this is. To be honest with you, I already know why the grifters are doing it, because it's a money grab, right? Same thing that happened with Anton. But the thing is, they never cared about Karmelo. They didn't even know who Karmelo was prior to him even catching a body, right? But that speaks to a deeper level within the black community, that y'all only care about boys, y'all only care about girls when something tragic happens. Like this whole entire them going out and doing a protest, walking around the streets. Y'all seen that they beat up that girl Sammy down there at Whiskey J's. The Caucasian girl that they beat the shit out of. They arrested all of the girls. But the thing is, y'all got little kids out here outside of a courthouse protesting a damn court case. If I was a little kid and my mama had me out there, and you out here showing all of this support for this kid who killed somebody, he's not even our family member. So you're not gonna show me love like that? I hope you show up like this for your kids when it's graduation time, when it's parent-teacher conference time, when it's school function time. I hope you show up for your kids like this when they have their first everything. But y'all showing love to this kid just because, and this is not even somebody that you know. You are blindly showing support for a young man who killed someone just because he's black. That's detrimental, huh?
You said they're blindly showing support. They're blindly grifting.
Yeah, they're blindly grifting. There you go.
Showing support would be to educate him. Showing support would be going up there to visit him. The pastor, instead of going to a social media podcast to do an interview, actually going and giving spiritual counsel to Karmelo while he's incarcerated. That's actual support for individuals under incarceration.
Facts.
That makes me think about this whole appeal team. He got like the dream team of black lawyers apparently to fight on his appeal case. But two questions. For one, where were you before? Because if you guys are the dream team and we can count on you in moments of black crisis, like why didn't you show up before? When he was like, looking for a lawyer, when the whole trial hit, like that was the time to actually put your reputation on the line, not now. Now this is like almost a money grab.
Right. That's exactly what it is. This is for reputation. This is because since it's such a cry and they have pressure from social media to step up and be activists, now they're gonna come because ain't nobody gave a damn about this little boy before. They thought they was gonna slide on that race shit at the end of the day. But here's the thing that I don't think a lot of black people understand in society. The criminal justice system in America can never be canceled because of social media culture. You have to effectively write and change laws for things to change legally. There is
Well, that's
legal.
my next question.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
The second question about this whole situation is, since y'all filing appeals on y'all the Black Dream Team, what's your strategy? Because it's not like this is a secret thing and nobody can imagine and foreshadow the moves or whatever. Like, what amazing legal maneuvers are you gonna do that nobody in the world has thought of yet?
Oh, this strategy is grifting. That's basically the strategy is. See, the reason why they didn't step in from the beginning, they didn't see how good the money was. Now they see how good the money is. That's their strategy is get the money. Well, we did we did all that we could, you know, but hey, we're gonna have to change the laws. We're gonna have to start getting stuff done. So go out there and vote. Vote for the candidate we tell you to vote for. That's basically what it is. It's just it's a continuous grift.
People just need to have common sense.
Hey y'all, I just noticed something. Hold up.
Common sense and laws.
I need to try something right quick. I just noticed something. Look at the back chat.
Was it an angel?
No. Look at the back chat. Because I just noticed something about YouTube. My numbers have dwindled vehemently. Y'all click that link in that back chat right there. For everybody that's watching, y'all are about to be teleported. Y'all know how this go. Y'all about to be teleported. So we will see y'all over there.